Hey guys, I hope I find you well. Let's talk about something that is very uncomfortable. And for a long time I've been meaning to make this video, but I was just like, well, I was a bit scared to make the video, but I thought, well, today I will make it. Something called your circle, especially when you're in the diaspora. I believe your circle is everything, regardless of where you are, but in the diaspora, your circle is very important. Why do I say your circle? Because there are people who relocated and they've got no family, no friends around them, no close friends that they used to know, but everybody needs support when they're in the diaspora. So that's why I thought, well, let's talk about your circle in the diaspora and why it matters the most. And I remember before I came to the UK, I stumbled across a quote that said, the first person that you meet or that you spend time with in the diaspora who is also a migrant, who will shape your success or your fall or your struggle in the diaspora. And I didn't quite believe it until I came over here, and that is actually, it pushed me as well to make this video, because I'm in your circle. Why it's key is because those are the people that you spend most of your time with. It could be work colleagues. I used to work in domiciliary and you would literally spend more than 10 hours with a colleague, and when you put 10 hours multiplied by 60 hours every week with your colleagues, then that's a circle. But then how they influence your success or your struggles or how your journey will be, this is based on their values, their beliefs, their goals, their drive, their mission, their mindset. So this is why, if you're a migrant and you're watching this video, or you're an aspiring migrant and you're watching this video, please do watch it until the end, because this is very important. And I saw it firsthand. I've seen people who have struggled abroad. I've seen people who have succeeded abroad. People that are doing amazing things. Where you come across people who got, like him 2 years ago, and they've already bought a house. They've already bought this and that. They've already started a company. I've seen people who would say, I've been in the country for 15 years. I've been in the country 10 years. And they've got nothing to show for it. This is the power of circles, the power of the people that surround you, the power of the people that you hang out with. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it. Let me just to rub off. Suppose you spend most of your time surrounded by people who like to gossip, people who like to complain, people who like to just be negative. And unfortunately, I'm one person who is always positive, even when everything is looking all gloomy, and I always want to look on the positive side of things. So you can imagine if you are surrounded by people that are negative, people that complain a lot, complain about literally just everything, that energy will rub off you. It's like a magnet. You will pick on their energies. You will feed off their energies. No wonder why, and I'm always saying this, probably my husband is tired of me saying it, because I say it more times than most people. The moment he sometimes, well, I don't know how we'll do this, I just go like, please can you not say that, because words are powerful. And I always say, one of the best phrases that I like to say is to say, well, I won't allow myself to say that. I won't allow myself to use those words. I won't allow myself to associate with that. I refuse to associate with this. So it's the same if you are surrounded by a circle that is negative, a circle that discusses other people, a circle that never says anything that is constructive, a circle that is full of jealous, full of all the negative things that you can think of. You become exactly that. It drains off your positive energy. You begin to feed off that, and that can derail you. I've seen people who have been presented with opportunities, but because they are surrounded by people who are negative even about opportunities, they don't grab them with both hands. I've seen people who are so privileged to be in certain spaces, and you'd go, if only it was me who was in those spaces. But because they are surrounded by people who don't encourage them to make the most of it, they never do. And later on, you hear them sharing, I got a chance to meet, so, I was offered this and that, but they never took the opportunity, so that was a non-event. But partly it's because they were surrounded by people who never pushed them in that direction. Partly it was because they were surrounded by people who never see an opportunity for what it is. Partly it is because they will be surrounded with people who always complain or who always micro see the downside of things, and they magnify that. I've been in spaces where people are like that. Of course, I'm not saying people should not say the truth or say things or call out things for what they are. But then you become what you associate with. You become what you feed off daily. If you are someone who complains, you never see, even when it's time for an upgrade or it's time for a positive change, you never see it because you're just used to complaining. So if you're watching this video and that is your circle, then probably it's about time that you change that circle. And sometimes by changing a circle, it may mean being left with nobody. And sometimes those are the decisions that we may need to take, especially if we are in the diaspora and if we are wanting to change the narrative, if we are wanting to stick to what we came for. Sometimes it has to come to that, where you just go like, oh, this circle isn't serving me. This circle isn't saving my goals, isn't serving my mission, isn't serving my purpose, and bye. And the opposite is the same. Suppose you're surrounded by people that are positive, people who are driven, people that are ambitious. What that happens is you begin to see success as something that is achievable, something that you can attain. Success doesn't feel too far. If you're surrounded by people who align with your goals, people that push you to achieve things, people who push you to level up. I've met people that can literally push you. I think I'll share in a different video this one workplace that I went to. I think on my first day, nearly 5 people from my shift asked me, so are you going to do this and this in the future? Are you going to try and do this and this? You're quite young, you need to. And I'm like, am I in the wrong place? Is this what I'm going to get every day? But that challenged me to even look into myself and say, can I really do it? And guess what? I told myself, if they can see me there, then surely I think they see something in me. I think I should give it a go. And believe you me, the number of things that I've gone for since I worked in that place. And mind you, these are not even my friends. These are people that I work with. These are colleagues, but colleagues that push you to level up, colleagues that bring out the best in you, colleagues that believe in you to succeeding. I've been in circles. I love hanging out with my 20-year-old aunties that have been in this country for a long time. You sit there with them and you tap into so much wisdom. And then after they're gone, I always ask, and these are my friends to my sister-in-law, big shout out to them, all my lovely aunties down south. And then after they're gone, I always ask my sister-in-law, so what does auntie so-and-so do? You'll be shocked. In Shona, they say it's nonanjana zakakora. I don't know how best to put it in English, but those are the specific influences that we need in our life. People that have leveled up. And by leveling up, we're not saying that you become proud and you say, well, I'm not in that class. No. Just surround yourself with those circles. Just find yourself in those circles that feed into your goals, feed into your dreams, circles that push you to level up, circles that push you to reach for every opportunity in sight. It's very important when you're in the diaspora because we came over for a reason. And the reason, one of the reasons that one of the biggest reasons why we relocated, or everyone relocated, was to change their future, to change the lives of their families. But you don't change them by gossiping. You don't change them by being negative. You don't change them by surrounding yourself with people that complain about everything and anything. You change it when you associate with yourself with people that are positive, people that want to level up, people that want to achieve things. And here is the truth. It's not everybody that we came with to the diaspora or who we relocated at the same time with that we have to walk into the future with. Sometimes it will come a point where we may have to make the tough decision to shrink our circle for the sake of our future, to protect our growth, to protect our goals, to protect our dreams, to protect that which we are working and building towards. And it's okay. And by shrinking circles, by moving circles, by excusing yourself from those circles, it's not about disrespecting anybody. It's about realizing, well, probably this circle served its purpose. It's time for me to join a different one, or it's time for me to walk this journey solo. It's time for me to move on. I've seen some people who always would look at whether or not that person they relocated at the same time with would say yes or no, or they've taken a step forward or a step back. Some people can't even switch jobs or move jobs unless that person that they came with, or unless their friend says so or does the same. As diasporans, look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams, and only stay where the circle feeds or the circle serves your dreams and goals. Choosing wisely isn't about following the crowd. Choices are supposed to be made in wisdom that favors growth, wisdom that favors success, wisdom that favors leveling up. And don't be lied to. Your values matter, your choices matter, your preferences matter. And these are the very things that should be at the core of the decisions that you make when it comes to shrinking your circle or moving away from a circle. And these are decisions that are the toughest, especially in our old age. Sometimes there's that feeling that, well, if I don't stay, what if one day I would need them? What if one day you would have built a new tribe of women that associate with your values, people that respect your choices, people that influences you in the direction that you should be going, in the direction that God has destined you to walk? It's only a what if. At times you just need to take that bold step. At times you just need to make that big decision. And by shrinking a circle, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't love people. You love people, but you love your goals more. You love your values. You true to your values even more. So you are loving people from a distance. I always say this is not high school. So sometimes we are loving each other from a distance